The club is a really wonderful place to be a member because so many people seem to know each other, and you make friends so easily. And it started, of course, back in '32, I guess, as a place where people who own properties, mainly along the beach, could get together and socialize and sail. And it was rather small, and it was kind of out here on the end where I think there wasn't much at the time. And the club, over the decades, certainly grew in membership and certainly grew in what the club could offer its members.
This is a premier, and I said earlier, this is a premier facility in more ways than one, in primarily filling the marina, the pool, the dining, the clubhouse, and the sailing facility. There's really not too many nicer clubs than this that are on the bay and with access to the ocean. Very few clubs can say that with this kind of a view.
The other thing that I like is it's not too stodgy. It has all walks of life are members of the club here. If you go to a lot of other country clubs or yacht clubs, it's pretty stuffy and it's pretty elitist, and I don't think this club is elitist.
The place itself, the location is just like mesmerizing. It just brings you in after a while when you're here for hours at a time and you see the changing skyline and clouds and boat traffic going in and out, and you're like, this is where I'm hanging out. It's a very soothing place to hang out. And the people, and a lot of them that you knew, and they were just great. There was some wild stuff that went on out here. I mean,
I was about to ask you have any great stories.
Yeah, I mean, we had a clown diving contest one time. I mean, I still have, and I would take photos, and people are going, "You're gonna get somebody hurt." I'm like, I don't know. They're clown divers. What can I tell you? You know, they're adults.
What's a clown diver?
They just go off the springboard and they just do stupid stuff. But anytime the guy who's the main cook is doing a half gainer off the diving board at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I mean, that's cool.
There's many funny stories working in the marina. Oh yeah, guys putting, they come in for fuel, they tie up to the dock, they ram the dock first, then they get fined and they get tied up to the dock. You hand them the nozzle for the gas, they put it in a rod holder and squeeze it and lock it. And the gas is coming out all over the dock, and they, what's happening? You know, you got it in the rod holder, you don't have it in the fuel tank, you know. So you have to watch them all the time to make sure what they're doing. The people are, yeah.
I think, didn't we have an ornery raccoon that was raiding boats?
Oh, raccoons? We have raccoons. They got in Dave Hoag's boat and some other boats. They really liked Grady White's. Because Grady White's had a forward cabin, and they had an air vent on the side of the console, and the raccoons would go through that air vent and climb up into the cabin, eat everything up in there, and destroy the upholstery. Stink. It was awful. So
and then for a while, you actually thought you had people coming in and robbing the boats, but it turned out to be the raccoon, didn't it?
Yeah.
About 7 years ago, I was asked to chair an ad hoc storage committee because storage has always been a problem here at the club. I thought, okay, we'll redo some closets and things like that. But 7 years later, it turned into a master planning committee and a $7 million expansion project for the clubhouse. What we're going to do mostly is improve the clubhouse in a very significant way, and that's by upgrading the clubhouse that we have because it's 17 years old. But then we're also going to build a new pool house and put a second floor on top of it, which will connect to the bar, give us a much larger bar, which would be very popular with our members. And then an additional room, which could be a dining room or a special activities room. So it's a significant increase in the clubhouse itself.
I think my favorite thing is the ability to gather with our friends, just, we don't see each other all winter a lot of times. So once the weather gets nice, all of a sudden we walk up and here are all our friends. And so we'll sit together and reminisce and say, what did you do all winter? It's so nice to be able to have a place where we can do that with wonderful people. Our membership is fantastic. We're so very fortunate. And obviously with more than 500 on the wait list, we have a lot more that would love to join us. But it's a great gathering place. It's just a great place to be in general.
Nick and I stood on the crest of the dunes and looked out, and we saw those sunfish at the Sunfish Worlds, and we saw the races of the young kids out there. I mean, it's all about the kids. The group of kids that we train in the sailing program, believe it or not, a whole bunch of them ended up at Maine Maritime, New York Maritime, and became mariners, professional mariners. And I'm very proud of everybody who has worked so hard to put this place together, and it's really done a great job.
The 90th anniversary is a really exciting time, and we have a lot of people, a lot of past commodores, a lot of amazing members that have contributed to make this place so special. And I would like to thank each and every one of them, because we wouldn't be where we are without them. And that truly is what this is about, remembering our history. And that's a big part of who we are, and I want to make sure we continue to do it forever and ever, because it's important.